Holland.
Good morning, Phil Swindle filling in on this Spring Break Wednesday, March 28th.
Contact.
Started in the mid-'80s with host Archie Wade.
Contact.
Where you can express your opinion by calling 256-456-1350. That's 456-1350. And now we begin.
Contact.
And it is a great, wonderful Wednesday. We have two guests here in the studio this half hour, and two more coming in the next half hour. It's a busy, busy day on Contact. Coosa Valley Earth Day celebration, sponsored by the Coosa Valley Sierra Club, the River Keepers, the City of Gadsden, and the Etowah County Tourism Board. It's all coming up later this month, well, later next month, actually. I'm ready for March to be over. April 21st at Nakalula Falls. We have with us this morning Peggie Griffith and Steve Garrison. I listened to your voice as you were talking to me. If you'll pull that a little bit closer, Steve. I listened to your voice as we were talking off air, and when you reminded me of your last name, all I could think of was Garrison Keeler. You got a good voice, a potential radio voice there, Steve.
You just got it turned around.
You are with the Coosa Valley Sierra Club, and if you would, before we get to talk about the Earth Day celebration coming up next month, tell us who is the Sierra Club in the Coosa Valley area.
Okay, fine. The Coosa Valley Sierra Club, we were founded in 2008, but the Sierra Club itself as an organization has been around since 1892. It is the oldest and largest environmental organization in the world. And basically what the Sierra Club is all about is promoting enjoyment of the outdoors, promoting green concepts. We're into things like recycling, treading lightly on the earth, this kind of things. Now, Peggie Griffin is a person who's been with the Sierra Club quite a lot longer than I have. I'm the chairman of the local group, but Peggie has been active with the Sierra Club for how many years, Peggie?
Probably about 30.
Wow.
Tell us a little bit about, the history of, Sierra Club around here, Peggie.
The Sierra Club around here started out with a really small group of folks who were interested in getting it started, and we were just really surprised as how quickly folks bought into what we were doing and wanted to participate. We've had really good attendance. We meet on the second Thursday night of every month at the Joe Ford Center at 6:30.
That's on the campus of Gadsden State Community College here in Gadsden.
It's that building that's shared between JSU and Gadsden State.
And we always have really good speakers and also really good refreshments. So it's a fun evening, and it's a good chance to get to know other folks, and people really enjoy it when they come out.
And I'm sure that you probably have people from all walks of life, all political considerations, and the whole nine yards who are involved in this organization, because it does do such good work to protect the environment, and we all have to share the environment.
Absolutely. We have all folks of all ages and, like you say, all walks of life.
And part of the work that y'all do, besides Earth Day, is just trying to keep people educated about the fact that, as I told you on the phone, Steve, God gives us the command to be stewards of the earth around us.
Absolutely. And, we think that it should not be a political consideration to do the right thing. When you see someone picking up litter alongside a trail, that's being a good steward of the environment. When you see people, riding a bicycle instead of, driving an SUV, that's being conservation-minded.
While at the same time, there are times you need to take an SUV if you're taking the family somewhere and things like that. But you do have to be responsible about that use.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to educate people, or to get people to realize that, we have finite resources. This is our earth. We're probably not going anywhere else real soon, and the more that we can take care of it, the more that we're going to have it to enjoy. And that's a lot about what the Earth Day thing is about. We have such a beautiful environment around us here in Etowah County, in this part of Alabama, that, we want to celebrate Earth Day. Now, Earth Day is a concept that's been going on an annual basis since 1970.
I was about to say since I was a child in 70, 71, I was in first grade. So.
Well, I'd like to say that I was a child in 1970, but that's not the case.
Well, we all get older, so I'm catching up on you.
Exactly. But what happened, as we got on the ground with the Sierra Club in this area, we observed that this is probably one of the largest environmental events that takes place on an annual basis.
Right.
There hasn't been anything going on in our area, and we were looking for something to happen, and then finally we decided that, we're just going to have to sponsor this ourselves, and we've been extremely fortunate that we have gotten substantial buy-in from the local infrastructure.
Right.
We have met with the assistant city manager, or Mayor Shane Ellison, and the city is on board and is coming out with a proclamation proclaiming April 21st to be the Earth Day celebration. The local representative, Blaine Gallagher, has, sponsored a proclamation at the state level.
Cool.
Etowah County Tourism Board, Hugh Stump has, agreed to be a co-sponsor of the event. And then there is another organization fairly recently formed called the Coosa Riverkeeper.
Who made news a week or two ago dealing with the Choccolocco Creek Basin and the Coosa River.
Yeah. I happen to be on the board of directors of that organization also, and we have a full-time employee in the form of a very, very sharp young man named Frank Chitwood, who is actually, he's a full-time employee. He's able to go out there in a canoe or in a boat that the Riverkeeper owns and look for problems, look for illegal dumping or pollution going into the river. And, this has to be a win situation because, this Coosa River is so inherently a part of this area, running right through and winding through Gadsden. It's, we just want to bring it back to what it was.
And actually touching 5 municipalities here in Etowah County.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now, Saturday, April 21st, from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at Nakalula Falls Park, you're having your Coosa Valley Earth Day celebration, the first ever for this area. And as I said earlier, it's sponsored by your group, the Coosa Valley Sierra Club, the Coosa Riverkeepers, the City of Gadsden, the Etowah County Tourism, and you've got some other organizations who are being involved. If someone were to bring themselves or their family to this event at Nakalula Falls Park, what could they expect to enjoy and to participate in?
Okay, well, the great thing to begin with is it's free.
Hey, I like that.
Gotta like free. And Peggy has been working extensively with exhibitors, and let me mention before Peggy tells you a little bit about the kind of entertainment and events that we will be having, that we, as one of our purposes here, is if you are out there and you have a small business or you have an art or a craft and think that there's something, a lot of people for this event, and it's an opportunity to put yourself in front of the public. Now, Peggy can tell you a little bit about some of the people and some of the entertainments that we'll have there.
Well, this is a family event, so there'll be something for everybody, and it's going to be a really fun day. And one thing I would like to just start with is that the Gadsden City Fleet person, Greg Noah, will be there, and will be offering you the opportunity to bring in your used cooking oil to recycle for the Gadsden Fleet program, which we're really proud of.
And they turn that into biodiesel, and they use it in a lot of vehicles here in the city.
Yep.
And it'll be an opportunity for folks to get familiar with what the Sierra Club does, what the Coosa Riverkeeper does. The Master Gardeners will be there with plants for children. And it'll just be an opportunity for folks to sit down and talk with them if they would like to and find out what they're doing. I'm sure they'll have printed material if you're interested in joining, or if you just want to see some of the information about some of the things they're doing. Some of the local businesses that promote environment or enjoyment of the environment or environmental health will be there, such as Apple a Day, the Coosa Outfitters. Daryl Patton will be there with his herbal products. Shackley will be there with their green products, and James and Company will be there with his recycled wood.
And that's where he takes wood from old barns and old buildings and other things and actually turns it into furniture or to decoration pieces and the whole 9 yards, and reclaims that wood and repurposes it for something rather than throwing it into a landfill.
Yes, he goes all over the country collecting beautiful used wood. And so we're happy that he's going to be there.
One of the other things that the Sierra Club promotes is local food. And to that end, we're going to be having a farmer's market on the premises.
Cool.
So you'll be able to get locally grown produce there. Peggie, has secured a very good band that will be doing some acoustic music along the lines of bluegrass and folk. Mm-hmm. So lots of entertainment going on there.
We'll also be having artists. We'll have an arts and crafts show. We're going to be having Diane McBride with her pottery, Peggie Mayo with gourd carving. I and my partner make rustic furniture.
She cannot she cannot carve my head.
Oh.
Just want to let that be known now.
My partner and I build rustic furniture, and we'll have an exhibit of our rustic furniture. Martha Ann Beauregard will be there with her rag bags, which are just wonderfully beautiful. Pat Emerson with Native American jewelry. We'll have some recycled paper jewelry. Joan Robertson, who is also a farmer herself, will be there with her recycled stationery, and she'll actually be making recycled paper with the children.
Cool.
Sue Blackshear from Tuscaloosa will be there with nature painting, and Marilyn Huey, one of my favorite basket makers, will be there with her basket. So it's going to be really exciting to visit these artists.
So you're going to have all sorts of things going on.
Absolutely.
That's Saturday, April 21st from 10 until 4 at Nakalula Falls Park. And the cost is?
$0.
Free. You can't beat that. We'll come back right after these messages and talk to you a little bit more about the Coosa Valley Sierra Club and the first ever Earth Day celebration in Gadsden. That's coming up right after these messages. 8:21, 56 and partly cloudy.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's 4-post bed.
This day's gonna go better because you've made contact with Jay Holland.
Good morning. 8:24, 56 degrees. We're looking for a high, like Mark Prater said. Close to 80 degrees this afternoon. We're speaking this morning with two members of the Coosa Valley Sierra Club, Peggie Griffin and Steve Garrison, who I immediately told him reminded me of Garrison Keeler as he was talking. And we're talking about a great event coming up in Etowah County, the very first ever Coosa Valley Earth Day at Nakalula Falls Park. That's happening Saturday, April 21st. You got plenty of time to get that scheduled in your calendar, push everything else off. It's a free event from 10 until 4 at Nakalula Falls Park here in Gadsden, and it is sponsored in part by the Coosa Valley Sierra Club as well as the Coosa Riverkeeper Organization, the City of Gadsden, and the Etowah County Tourism Board. A lot of businesses are going to be there with booths and a lot of arts and crafts, as well as opportunities for children to make recycled paper and even to do some other things as well there. I see a lot of things on the list. But before we'll let you go, I want to Steve, if I can talk to you a little bit about this River Keepers organization. You guys, that is, if I'm not mistaken, is also a national organization as well, and this is a local chapter that basically tasks itself with maintaining and monitoring the environmental safety and security of our nation's waterways, because water is the vital issue of life. If you don't have air and you don't have water, you can't live very long at all. I mean, I've got a little bit of weight on me. I can live a little bit without some food, but if I don't have air and water, I'm in trouble. So tell us a little bit about this Riverkeeper organization.
Yeah, the Coosa Riverkeeper, as you have mentioned, there is a national organization of river keepers, and our local Coosa Riverkeeper is both the youngest riverkeeper organization and has the youngest riverkeeper. We have a full-time riverkeeper, as I mentioned. His name is Frank Chitwood, and he has a full-time job to go out and monitor what is going on with our Coosa River that basically has been put on a list. I really hate to have to report this to you as one of the most polluted waterways around, possibly in the country, and we need to really go after this. Now, the Coosa Riverkeeper will have a display there. Frank Chitwood will be there with literature. It's possible to become a member of the Coosa Riverkeeper organization, so he will be there at this Earth Day celebration. So there's so many things that we're going to be doing there, things for the kids to do, music. We will have some food vendors. And it's just the opportunity to go out and, number one, participate in just a really lovely park. It's just one of the nicest parks you're going to see, with that falls and with the layout. We were there the other day checking out the facilities. There's a family of ducks walking along. Yeah. It's just a neat place.
And not only that, now the old Jack's building has been removed. The city crews have worked on that for the last week and a half. It's now out of the way. Now they get to clear that off, and they're working on the new playground. Should have it ready in the next, hopefully, month or two. So that'll be good for the park as well. But I just wanted to thank you guys for coming by, talking about the Coosa Valley Earth Day. Again, tell us when and where, and how can they get more information about the Earth Day celebration and about your organization.
Okay, it's going to be April the 21st, 10 to 4 at Nakalula Falls Park, and they can just Google Alabama Sierra Club, and then go to the Coosa Valley for information they'll get a lot of detailed information. See our beautiful posters that were designed by the children from G.W. Floyd School, and they can get just about all the information they need in order to register if they would like to have an exhibit there or just come and enjoy this wonderful event.
And the Sierra Club meets on what Thursday of the month?
Meets on the second Thursday at Joe Ford Center at 6:30.
Okay.
6:30.
And anybody can come?
Anybody can come. It is open to the public. We have a variety of different programs. We've had the most recent program we had, my other group put on, the Etowah Roadies, which is an organization of people who ride bicycles on the road, and we were talking there about bicycles, how it's good for exercise, good for greening the planet. But we've had Tigers for Tomorrow. We've had biodiesel. The people who started that program over in Hoover have been at our, it's a different program every month. And if you look in the Gadsden Times on Tuesday, usually there will always be an announcement of the upcoming, Tuesday, on the second Tuesday of the month, or prior to the second Thursday of the month at any rate. And there will be an announcement of what our program is, and we just love to have people drop in, and there's always good refreshments. So.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
And they're free too, right?
Yeah, they're free too. There is a donation.
Oh, well, of course.
But you're welcome also. We expect to see you show up.
Well, if I can peel myself away from my newlywed wife,
then I'll bring her too.
Then I might do that. Well, thank y'all for coming by and talking to us about the Coosa Valley Earth Day celebration being held April 21st from 10 until 4 at Nakalula Falls Park. You have a great day. We'll be back with more right after CNN and local news.